You see, I started to enjoy a beautiful view right there. Now you understand why I came back. I made all the efforts to come back to enjoy this place, because it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'm not exaggerating. As you can notice, I'm breathing very heavily right now because of all the climbs that I have to do. So I'm gonna take a break here before I make my way all the way to the top. Take a break and catch my breath so I can talk without heavy breathing, because it might be annoying to some people. But hang in there with me. I'm not done yet. The best is yet to come. Here is the trailhead where the hike starts to the mountain that's called Trælanípa, and the parking is free. I just park here, right there. However, I will have to pay a fee to hike to that beautiful lake that is above the ocean, and I think it will take me about an hour. And this is basically where I'm trying to go, right there. So let's go and pay the fee. And there is a public toilet right here, and it's a cafeteria as well, small cafe.
God tur. Vi ses om lidt. So whatever's about to tell them in Danish, just come a bit closer.
All right, the fee is 200 kroners from that office, and there's also a cafe and toilet in case you want to use it before you start your hike. And it's gonna be a long hike, but the view that I will see is something that is out of this world, and you will see it very soon. The hike is not that hard, but once I get to the mountain, that's when things will start to get complicated. And I'm trying to reach all the way to the corner where the lake meets the ocean, and pretty much this is the only place in the world, I think, that has a lake above the ocean. And this is actually the second time I'm here. I was here 5 days ago because it was so windy last time, and I had a hard time filming, but I made it all the way to the mountain. But I decided to come back 5 days later today because the wind is much better today. But it was very bad 5 days ago. And if you are visiting the Faroe Islands, you will have to deal with the wind, because the wind and the rain will be a big problem for you. So it's good that I am staying here enough. I have enough time so that when the weather is bad, I can wait. I have the luxury to wait. And but if you are just staying for 1 week or 5 days and the weather happens to be bad, then you're out of luck. You don't have room for errors or for weather problems. So I already missed my trip to an island called McInnes, and I really feel bad for it, even though I have the time now to go to McInnes Island. But the problem is all the ferries are sold out, because that island, if you visit that island called McInnes, you will have to book the ferry way in advance. And I did book it in advance, but on my day to go there, the ferry got canceled, and that ruined my plan. So I said, okay, let's go next week. But when I looked at the schedule, everything is sold out. But this hike, you don't need any reservation. You can do it without any reservation. Look at this water stream, like right here. But the wind is way better today, even though you're gonna hear the wind. The audio quality will definitely suffer, but it is what it is. And this place is about 45-minute drive from Trælanípa. Trælanípa is the capital of the Faroe Islands. See, now I'm walking along the lake, so I'll let you see it, enjoy it while I talk. And it's about 45-minute drive from Trælanípa, the capital. And most likely, if you're visiting the Faroe Islands, you will stay there, which I recommend. And then you do day trips. This is considered to be a day trip. And this place is located on an island called Vagar, V-A-G-A-R, and that's where the main airport is located. So when I flew into the Faroe Islands, I actually flew over this lake, and I captured that footage from up above, from the plane. As you can see, there is a plane now landing right there, because we are very close to the airport. And I captured the view from the plane, and I had a window seat. So if you're flying into the Vagar airport, pick a seat on the left side. If you're flying Atlantic Airlines, it's called Atlantic Airlines. They have Airbus 320. They have Airbus 320 that flies from a few cities from Europe. So I flew out of Paris all the way to Vagar airport, and the flight took about two and a half hours. About two and a half hours. And I picked a seat, a left side, and you will not regret it. But that depends on luck. If the weather is nice, you will see a nice view. And surprisingly enough, when I landed, the weather was very nice, sunny. So I picked up my car on that day, and I drove to a beautiful waterfall close by on this island called Vagar, close to the airport. I picked up my car, rental car, and then I visited that famous waterfall in this country. You can check out that video. I captured the whole thing. I filmed the process of landing at the airport, and then picking up my car, and then driving to that waterfall, and then going back to the hotel. But it was a sunny day, and then out of the sudden, the weather changed completely changed. It became cloudy and rainy. You can watch that video to get a feel for what the weather is like. So from my experience so far, today is my 8th day here. The weather right now is good. As you can see, no rain, sunny, but in 5 or 10 minutes, it's not guaranteed that it's gonna stay like this. Even though you see the sky is clear, that doesn't mean that it's not gonna rain. And the weather forecast apps, they're not correct all the time. So I rely on those weather apps on my iPhone, but they're wrong. Most of the time they're wrong. They tell me it's gonna be sunny, but when I go to a place, it's not sunny at all. So the weather app says something else, but the reality says something else. So do not rely on the weather forecast, so plan accordingly. So what I usually do, even when I ask the local people who know how to get the reliable weather information, they don't they tell me, when you are in the Faroe Islands, you will have to get used to this thing, to the weather. So they said, deal with it. In other words, you know, everybody I ask, they say this is part of life here. But for me, it's a little bit annoying because I am filming. I'm filming for memory, for adventure, and also taking photos. And when it's windy, it's very hard. It's very hard to capture the audio, and because you're gonna hear the wind noise. And I can tell you, the wind here is very strong. There is no such technology on any camera that blocks that kind of wind. Even if you buy the most expensive equipment, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So 5 days ago, I went all the way to the corner of the cliff, and I could not even stand. I had to sit down, and I had to turn off my camera and put everything in my backpack to keep my balance, because I was afraid that I will the wind will blow me off the cliff. I don't want to lose my life here. So I came here to have fun and film, not to die. You see, that's the plane right now. It's landing, and that's Atlantic, what do you call it, Atlantic Airlines, I think. And that's what I flew when I came here. So I'm trying here to find my way to walk. As you can see, it's muddy, and you have to wear a good hiking shoes and waterproof. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. And waterproof shoes. The reason I'm showing you the plane, because if you fly, expect that you're gonna fly over this ocean. And I'm telling you this tip because you're not gonna find it anywhere. Sit on the left side when you're landing, because most of the time that's what the pilot will fly that way, that route. And not a lot of airlines fly into the, they have routes to the Faroe Islands. I think it's only so far is Atlantic Airlines. Atlantic Airlines is the national airline for the Faroe Islands. It belongs to the government. It's not a private company. There is no shareholders. There is no stock for that company. I think it's a government managed by government. It's a very small airline. They have about 3 or 4 Airbus 320, and they fly to certain cities in Europe. Paris is one of them. So I was in Paris prior to my my visit to the Faroe Islands. And they also fly to Spain, Barcelona, and Copenhagen. That's another airline, SAS, the Scandinavian airline. So if you have, if you like SAS, then you can fly to Copenhagen, and then from Copenhagen you can fly to the Faroe Islands, non-stop flights. But because I have been to Copenhagen many times, I don't want to fly to Copenhagen. I said, let's go to Paris, spend some time in Paris, and then come to the Faroe Islands. And there are no flights from the United States. If you happen to be from the United States, if you're watching this video from the United States, then there are no flights. There are no American Airlines flight that flights from the United States to the Faroe Islands. However, Atlantic Airlines, the national airline for the Faroe Islands, they just opened a new route from New York, direct flight to Vágar Airport. Vágar Airport is the only airport here in the Faroe Islands. So they open a direct flight. They are testing that route to see if it's profitable or not. For only 3 months, I think. They're testing it to see how it goes. And I'm not sure why there are no other airlines that fly from the United States or from Canada direct to the Faroe Islands, because not a lot of so far from what I see, I don't see a lot of American tourists here in this country. Most of them are from Europe, Western Europe and Northern Europe, Norway, Sweden, and all that kind of stuff. But I've never seen American tourists, Canadian tourists, North America in general, and I have not seen Asian tourists. I have not seen Indians tourists. So far, the majority of them are from Europe. Maybe that's why they don't have many flights. They don't have direct flights from the United States, because there is no business, I guess. Unlike Iceland, when I was in Iceland, Iceland is full of American tourists. When you fly to Reykjavik, because they have United Airlines and Delta Airlines, they fly direct from the United States, and also Icelandic Air, they have direct flights. But when I was in Greenland last year, you can check out my Greenland videos. Greenland is very isolated country, and only you can fly to Greenland from Copenhagen, Denmark, or from Iceland so far. But they are hoping that in 2024 they will open new routes from the United States to introduce Greenland to the American tourists, because not a lot of Americans go there either. I have never seen any American tourists when I was in Greenland, never. So and I asked the tour company, why don't I see American tourists? They said because it's tough for them to fly, because they have to fly all the way to Denmark, and then from Denmark they have to book another booking using Greenland Air to fly all the way from Copenhagen to Greenland, and that flight is very, very expensive. Flying from Copenhagen to Greenland, even though it's only 4 hours, but it will cost at least minimum $1,500 US just to fly to Kangerlussuaq, the airport there. And then from there, the journey is not over. You will have to book another flight to another city in Greenland, and that costs one way about $700 US. As you can imagine, one trip might cost you only for the flights, it will be at least $3,000, and that's why people don't go there. But they're hoping in 2024 things will get better. It will get cheaper, because more flights will start operating, and they will introduce Greenland to the American tourists, and they will do more advertisements and all that kind of stuff. But the Faroe Islands, they don't need to do that. They don't need, actually they're working so hard in the Faroe Islands to actually reduce the number of tourists. They're not fighting to get more tourists. And when I was in Saxon village, I talked about that subject because I talked to the owner of the museum in a village called Saxon, and in that village there is only 11 people living there, and he has a family of 5 people, so almost the whole town belongs to him. So I got the opportunity to talk to the main guy that operates, that managed the whole village, and that village is one of the main, is one of the most beautiful villages in the world. You can check out my video of Saxon in this beautiful country. So I'm gonna stop talking now because I talk too much. I will take a break, and I will resume filming when I get all the way to to the cliff, because I'm sure you got tired of me talking. If you're still watching, but I can tell you that you will not be disappointed. The view right there is a view that is out of this world. It's a sight to behold, and you will see it soon, so hang in there. So I am approaching a location where the hike splits into three parts. First, it goes all the way to the waterfall where the lake meets the ocean, and the other one goes all the way to another beautiful viewing platform over there. And the third one is the difficult one that goes all the way to the top of the cliff. And that is exactly what I am trying to do, because last time I failed to do that due to the weather. I lost the battle with the wind last time, so I said, okay, I don't want to risk my life. Let's be safe, go back later when the wind cooperates. And that is exactly what I am doing now. And I had to pay again. The fee is 200 kroners, that's about $30 US. So I had to pay twice. I asked the lady if I have to pay again. She said yes, the fee is only one-time fee, so they're not flexible when it comes to the fees. There seems to be a big group that just arrived earlier before me. I think they're like a bus tour or something like that, and usually it's not that crowded, but today, because the weather is so decent, a lot of people are taking advantage of the weather, because it's gonna be one day only nice weather like this. Tomorrow the rain will attack us again, and the wind will also come back, and that's why you see so many people here, because it's the most beautiful place here in this country. See, there is a bench, and there is a viewing platform right there. You see. You see? That is why you see so many people right here for this view. For this view. But if I go up right here, this is exactly where I was struggling last time. My first battle with the wind started here last time, and I'm gonna put it in this video to see what I went through 5 days ago. But today is considered a miracle, because the wind, there is no wind at all. So I could not stand like this last time, stand freely and then enjoying the view. I was trying to keep my balance because I am not a heavy person. I only weigh 150 pounds, and when the wind is so strong and you're close to a big cliff like this, you don't want to risk your life, because the wind can actually blow you away, and you die. I don't want to take that risk. Let's keep going since the weather is nice. Let's go all the way up. Wow. Unbelievable. Hey, look. So the next adventure, I'm gonna hike all the way there. You see that cliff? That's where I'm gonna go there. I could not do that last time, but this time, since the weather is nice, I will do it. Come hell or high water, I will make it, and that's why I came back today. Let's do it. See, I am on my way up, but you don't have to do it if you are short on time. There is an easier path that goes this way if you just want to see where the lake meets the ocean. Then that is the easier path. But since I have plenty of time, I'm not in rush, and also the weather is cooperating, so I will choose the hard path, because that is a cliff. You walk along the cliff and you enjoy a beautiful footage that you only see it on the internet. And if you have a drone, I'm not sure if they allow you to fly a drone here or not, so you will have to check. But even if you're allowed to fly a drone, it will be very challenging to control your drone due to the wind, because not every day will be a nice weather like this. Just keep in mind. And if you're planning a trip here, most likely you will spend here maybe 7 days or 5 days, because that's what most people are doing. But if you do have more than 1 week or 10 days or even 2 weeks, that's what I'm doing, 2 weeks, then you will have enough time to deal with the weather. If the weather is bad on the day you're going to the location that you love, you can postpone it until the weather cooperates with you. And I'm actually thinking of postponing my trip, actually. But to postpone extending my trip for another 5 days, extra 5 days. But the problem is I cannot do that. I don't have the flexibility to do that, because I have a jury duty back in California. I have to serve as a juror, because they keep asking me to join a jury duty called, if you are from the United States, you know what that means. So this time I felt bad for them. I mean, I felt bad. I do not want to postpone the jury duty, because every time they ask me, I say I'm traveling, I cannot do it. And I'm not sure why they always pick me to serve in the jury. So that's why if I had not been served with jury duty, I would definitely extend my stay here in the Faroe Islands, because I already have my work laptop and my personal laptop. I don't really need to go back to California to show up for work. I can work from home anywhere in the world, no problem with that. You see, I started to enjoy a beautiful view right there. Now you understand why I came back. I made all the efforts to come back to enjoy this place, because it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'm not exaggerating. As you can notice, I'm breathing very heavily right now because of all the climbs that I have to do. So I'm gonna take a break here before I make my way all the way to the top. Take a break and catch my breath, so I can talk without heavy breathing, because it might be annoying to some people. But hang in there with me. I'm not done yet. The best is yet to come. I'm still making my way all the way up, and having visited Greenland, Iceland, and the Faroe Islands, you might ask me which one I prefer, and I would choose, guess what? If you ask me, out of those three beautiful countries, Greenland, Faroe Islands, and Iceland, which one would I pick? My answer is, guess, Greenland. Definitely number one. If I had to choose which country I would visit, if I had the opportunity, I would say Greenland. And I did that last year. And I say that in part because the nature that you see in Greenland is very, very unique. You will not see it anywhere else in the world. But here, definitely, you see a nice nature. Of course, you see green scenery, and you see lakes, and you see all that kind of stuff. But there are so many countries in the world that offer these views. I visited so many parts of the world, I've seen enough of this. But I've got to be honest that I've never seen a lake above the ocean. So, because of this place and another place that you will see soon, the second country out of those three countries that I mentioned would be the Faroe Islands. And then Iceland will be the last one. So you might be surprised why I picked Iceland, the last one. Well, it's everybody is different. Everybody has different taste. So what I like, you may not like what I like, but based on my experience, and I've seen so many parts of the world, and I can pick and choose which one that might be heaven for those who love hiking and nature and remote areas. So that only applies to people who enjoy nature. But if you are into big cities, you like metropolitan cities, you are into big cities like Paris, you know, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, then these three countries will not meet your taste if you're not into nature and hiking. And but I really like exploring remote countries. The plan this year was to go, instead of the Faroe Islands, I was planning to go to a place called Svalbard, but I postponed that until later, sometimes in the future, very soon. But after this trip, after I go serve in my jury duty in the United States, in California, to do my civic duty, I have a plan. Actually, the trip is already planned, booked, everything is good to go, which is coming very soon. It will be in another continent, very far away from Europe, far away, very, very far away from the Atlantic Ocean, that you will find out soon. And that place is also remote, but it's not in Europe, and it's not in the north part of the world. It's gonna be all the way down under. So, and that is also coming soon. So if you're following me for a while, I can tell you the best is yet to come. And this is my style of filming. I like to do my hikes and I walk and talk for memory, so I can remember the beautiful scenery that I saw when I was in my early years of life. What a beautiful, look at this. It's really tough to come up with English words to describe the magnificence of this beautiful place. I can see there are two caves down there, and I cannot stop looking at this lake. And later I'm gonna find my way all the way to that side, but I'm gonna reach it from this way. And this is usually, it doesn't really get that crowded usually here. But like I mentioned, today because of the weather is nice, people are taking advantage of this rare, beautiful weather, and that's why you see a bunch of people right there. But if you have kids, by the way, let me repeat that, if you have kids, please do not come here for your safety, because there is no I forgot the name of this, there is nothing that protect people from falling off the cliff. So even you, I'm sure when you come to these beautiful places, sometimes people get excited and they ask people to take photos, and sometimes they don't pay attention to where they're stepping. And it happened, by the way, many times, by the way. Some people die, they fall off the cliff, you know. And this is why it's very important, especially if you are alone, to let somebody know where you're going. If you don't have anybody, then at least let your hotel staff know the plan, where you're going, so that if you don't come back, they know where to locate you if something happens, God's forbidden, you know. So let somebody know, your friends, your parents, you know. So if you don't show up, they know how to locate you. And this is something that I learned when I was in Greenland, because everybody was doing the same. They have, I forgot the name, they're called trip planner, something like that, where they let the hotel staff know where you're going, especially when you hike in remote areas. And also pay attention to, do not underestimate the weather. Like I said, now the weather is nice, but out of the sudden it can turn on a dime for you. And imagine you are on the top of the cliff right here, and then it gets cloudy and you're not gonna see anything because it's so cloudy. The clouds hits you and you're not gonna see anything, and when you walk you're not gonna know that it's actually the end of the cliff is here. So if that happens, just wait, do not move, just wait, do not guess that okay, the way is there and you just go and you walk like a blind. No, wait until the sky clears, so you can find your way. I'm telling you this because I've been through these situations many times, especially in Iceland when I was in the West Fjords region. You can check out those videos of Iceland. There is a region called the West Fjords, and that is very remote area in Iceland that not a lot of people go visit. And now I'm gonna try to find my way all the way down there. I was thinking of taking a break, sit down with those people up there and strike a conversation with them, and this is what I usually do. Every time I see people like that, I know how to begin a conversation. I have no problem with that, but I'm not doing it because I am in a rush to take advantage of the weather. Before the rain comes back or before the wind comes back, I want to finish my journey to get all the way to the waterfall. And there is a beautiful sea stack up there. So let's go. That's my friend, see him? That's my friend. All right, bye-bye. I am in the middle of nowhere here, in a unique place where a lake meets the Atlantic Ocean right there, and also this lake is above the ocean, and the whole place is to myself, I am the only person here facing this magnificent scenery right there from all sides. It's really beyond my ability to describe. It really is. There is no shortage of sheep right here. You know, there are more sheep here than the number of people living here in the Faroe Islands. Oh, she got scared. I'm not gonna hurt you. Why are you going away? But they are very, very cute. So I came to this corner just to capture footage of the sheep right here. Hello. I'm trying to get closer to the end of the cliff right here, but it's a little bit scary, so I have to be very careful to capture this view. And later I'm gonna go down. Right there I see a photographer off in the distance. They're setting up their equipment, so that's where I'm gonna go later. Right there. It's a sight to behold, definitely. No doubt about that. See, I'm trying to get all the way to the waterfall located somewhere there, and now I am by myself in this area. There was a big group earlier, but I don't know where they went. I took a break. I brought my lunch and snacks and all that kind of stuff. I took a break in that beautiful viewing platform that you saw earlier. But here is the challenging part. I don't want to get lost. Every time I am by myself in a remote area such as this one, I feel a little bit anxious. And last time, 5 days ago when I was here, I actually reached this area, this particular area, and it was so windy, and pretty much I followed a guy. There was a guy that actually came from all the way up there. He was actually able to make it despite the strong wind, but in my case I could not do it. So I reached this point, this location, through the easy path, because there is an easy path, so you don't have to go all the way up the cliff, the one that you saw earlier. And that's where I met the guy here, where he went this way. I remember that he went this way, and we saw the waterfall. But it was very, very windy that day, and I could not film it. There is a beautiful sea stack right there, if you can see that. And I see some people are taking photos right up there, so I'm gonna go there in a minute. The trail is not marked, so basically I just have to figure the way on my own without relying on any marked trail. So I'm trying to go there. Since the wind is cooperating with my camera, let's go there. Yeah. I think the view from up there is way better, but the wind started to pick up, I think. See, I made it right there. Made it right there. So, but I'm not gonna stop here. I will keep going down. because I think if I keep going down, the view will be better. But I have to be very, very careful right here. Any small mistake means death, because it's a big cliff, big rocks, and I'm not sure if these rocks are stable, strong rocks or not, because the lady warned me, the lady at the office where I bought the ticket. She told me, be careful when you walk over the rocks, because they are not that stable. Wow, you look beautiful. It's really beyond description. I think I could get closer. See, last time I did not make it that far. I did not make it that far, so I'm gonna try to get there. I see people right there, a group of people, but I'm not sure where, from where they reached that point. So basically, that is where the lake meets the Atlantic Ocean, right there, the waterfall. There is a name for it that I forgot. I'll put it in the description. And it's one of the most famous waterfalls in the world. And I think it's a unique place, because there are not many places in the world where you see a lake ends where the lake water falls on the ocean. So pretty much this is the end of this beautiful lake. Wow, it's too far to get there, but I think they went that way, and then they found their way all the way down there to get that far. But I will do it. I will do it. So hang with me, I should say. Hang with me. Stick with me in this video. We're not done yet. I think I made it. I see people sitting there, and it was very tough to hike down to get to this location. Right there, you see behind me is the lake, and for sure you need very strong, sturdy, waterproof shoes. No question about that. As you can see, there is no trail at all, just hiking above these big rocks. And I see a small building right there, some ruins. I'm not sure what that is for, but this is as far as I could get. I think there is no, I can't go any further, but the view might be better if I keep going that way. So this video might definitely be very helpful to you if you are planning this hike when you come to the Faroe Islands, because this is one of the most, actually this is the most important destination to visit if you visit this country. So this video might be helpful to you right here. Wow, I made it. Ooh, so beautiful. See, earlier I was right there, all the way on the top, and those people, I'm sure they're wondering how to get to where I am right now, because they're not gonna find any sign or a trail to lead them. And to be quite honest with you, I found out about this place because I saw this group of people If it was not for them, I would not be able to figure it out. And here is a close look of the waterfall over there. All right, hey, look at this serene environment. I made it to the lake shore right there. Wow, I am by myself here. The whole area is to myself. Wow. And you look, that is the end of the lake, where the lake falls over the Atlantic Ocean. And I see a small cottage right there. I wonder who lives there. I guess they have to take a boat to cruise over the lake to get to the other side. But it's very, very rare that it's not windy. Right now there is no wind. I can only hear the birds sound. This is as high as I could get. Because of the wind, I don't think I could do it. I don't want to risk it, but the view is beautiful. What a view. Look at this view. Really beautiful. But as you can see, the wind is killing me. I feel like I'm flying. Wow. It's really beautiful. It really is. So earlier I was up there on the other side, but the other side is more risky. So I said, let's come here. But still, here I don't feel that safe. We'll see if I can make it to the other side where the ocean meets the lake, and that is my destination for today. So I'm not there yet. So hang in there. We will get there. If you're still watching, I hope you're still watching. That's where the lake meets the ocean. But to get there, I have to hike all around this area. And I asked a gentleman earlier, and he told me that he gave up. He did not continue the hike to the waterfall, so he had to go take the easy path. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a try, and if I give up, I will go back and use the easy trail. There is an easier trail to take you over there, but I don't regret it at all. This is heaven for photography. If you love photography, taking photos, this will be the place to go. Everywhere I look is beautiful anyway. So and I feel a little bit anxious because I am by myself here, so I don't see other people hiking in this area. So this is why I started to worry a little bit. If something happens, or maybe nobody comes here due to the weather, the severe weather. See, I'm just gonna follow him, and that's gonna make the job easy. let's do it. But the wind now is gonna pick up. Wow, what a beautiful experience it has been. It reminds me of my hiking adventure in Greenland, but in Greenland I did not face this kind of wind. And also in Iceland, I did not face this kind of severe weather. And ladies and gentlemen, I think I reached the destination. Hallelujah. Hey, look. That is the waterfall, but people actually go further. He's gonna go further down. And I don't think it's a wise idea to go there. But that is where the lake meets the ocean. I'm losing my balance. I'm trying to hold myself. The wind wants to pull me away. Now the challenging part is going back. See, since it's not marked trail, it will be challenging to get back. Unbelievable. You look at that sea stack right there. It's really beautiful. Hallelujah. I made it. You look right here. Isn't that scary? I don't want to risk it right there. Any small mistake leads to death. I don't want to risk it. So the guy is still going that way. He's driving me crazy. So let's go. He's a photographer. He knows what he's doing. I always like to hike in remote areas to enjoy peace and quiet and serenity. But sometimes you need somebody, at least one person, to be around in case something happens or I get lost. You know, at least somebody will show me the way. One time I got lost in Nuuk, the capital of Greenland. I did a hike and I filmed that experience, and out of the sudden I saw couples out of the sudden show up from nowhere. I was almost crying because I pretty much got lost in Greenland, Nuuk. I'm gonna put the link to that video in this video description. You can check it out. So now I don't see the guy anymore. Oh boy, I need to follow him to get back to the official trail. I don't want to get lost.